have to, because if I don't, I will forget, and if I forget, that's not good, because then if I try doing this video another time, you see what game I'm on, and you're probably confused. This kid's trying to tell us why NBA 2K20 better be good, but he's on Fortnite. You're probably extremely confused, and that makes a lot of sense. But I started up Fortnite, and this game takes forever to load on console, at least for my PS4. So we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna run some Team Rumble, so I don't have to concentrate, and I'm not worried if I get killed by some trash can, because this is just a fun time. And yes, I don't have the battle pass, so don't make fun of me and call me a no skin, or why do you have that skin on? That skin's from like 5 seasons ago. Like, I don't care. But let's get past that. This is why NBA 2K20 has to be good. I said in the title that why NBA 2K20 better be good, but I am saying it here. It has to be good, and here's the reason why. I thought that this past cycle with 2K19 and NBA Live 19, that 2K had a lot of troubles on their hand. Well, NBA Live 19 ended up not being the game people thought it was going to be. It was a good version of Live. It was. I played the demo and that was it. I didn't get the actual game because financially I could not afford both 2K and Live. And most of my friends got 2K, so I only really play if any of my friends are on. If they aren't, I will play, but I won't play for very long because I get bored. And this new shotgun sucks, by the way. I don't know if anybody's used it here in Fortnite yet. Probably have, because it's been talked about a lot. But, it's awful. It's awful. Either that or I'm just awful with it. Either way. Probably both are true. Anyway, that's not what I want. I want the slurp. Or not the slurp, the shield. Anyway. Okay, so here is why it has to be good. This past 2K19, the grind incentive, which, when I say that, I mean, is it worth it to grind my career? Is it worth it to grind Rec Center? Was expected to be better than 2K18's. Because if you played 2K18 and if you didn't, you're gonna player and level them up. It took so much progress. You could have the most perfect game of your my career, and you would still not make any progress. And the issue with that is, if I'm playing well, if I'm playing to the level of my archetype, and I'm doing things to grind for my badge, why do I only get like 40,000 my points towards leveling up my player? In Live, at least when I played NBA Live 18, because that 2K was so trash, I needed a new basketball game in my life. You just played and you would level up. Now granted, Live is not the fancy version of basketball games. People would probably call it ghetto, because it's a little behind in the graphics department. It's not bad, but it's a little behind. So it doesn't have the kind of gameplay that people look for in, like, say, 2K. When people buy 2K, it's because it's pay to win and it takes no work to be good at the game. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't people who grind to get good at the game, such as myself, and don't spend a ton of VC just so they can get to 86 overall day one, or however high of an overall you get, because you pre-ordered the Legendary Edition, and you get over 100,000 VC, and now you're a god. But, and just because people do that, there's nothing wrong with it, by the way. It's actually not too bad, because who wants to play my career as a bum? Granted, you can be a 60 overall and still dominate in my career. You just gotta have the right build and gotta know how to do it. But that's what kills 2K. That's one of the #1 reasons, is that it's pay to win. Which, if you don't think it is, I'll give you some facts right here on how it is. One, not even just for the my career aspect, but for other aspects. My team. You're telling me that my team's not pay to win on 2K? How about this? I spend a certain amount of VC, virtual currency, for those of you who have never played 2K before, but you're probably only watching this if you have. All you need is a certain amount of VC, and you can buy a pack of players. And 2K has made this version of any 2K game, when it comes to my team and buying packs, the easiest when it comes to getting Galaxy Opals and high overall players. And they aren't doing anything about it. Also, not to mention, if you have a good team, you can play My Team Unlimited, and you get George Gervin, a really good George Gervin card. He's the player of the month right now, as far as I know. It may have changed because it's a new month, but last time I checked, that's who it was. Anyway, with that being said, 2K released a pack not too long ago, probably 3 weeks ago, maybe less. I think that's about right though. That if you buy a pack, you buy any pack from this deal they had going on, you got a guaranteed diamond. Like a regular diamond, a pink diamond, something like that. And the VC wasn't a lot. I didn't have that amount of VC, which I do, because I play my career sometimes, and when I do, I get a lot of VC for endorsements and stuff. So you're telling me I just need like less than 10,000 VC, and if it is over 10,000, excuse me for being wrong, but it's not a lot of VC to get a Galaxy Opal, pink diamond, or a diamond in this game. You should have to pay a lot more than that if it's going to be pay to win, because that is ridiculous. Because you're telling me a guy who just now started playing 2K has no idea how basketball works and is a bandwagon casual fan who only likes to watch the Warriors and doesn't know how to play the game is gonna beat me just because he has better cards than I do. And that is the exact reason. And you're probably like, well, if you think you know basketball so much, why are you getting beat by these people? Because I don't have the patience to play my team. So my team isn't on the par of some of these 5-year-olds that don't have to work and can just go ask for their parents' credit card and get these kind of players. So if you still don't believe me that 2K is pay to win, how about this? You can go to the Gatorade Boost stand, which is in the Gatorade training facility, and you can make it to where you can play a number of games and your stamina can go up and you won't lose as much stamina. Your speed can go up. You can do stuff to make your player faster and be able to run around on the court for a longer period of time without getting exhausted. Now granted, these are fairly expensive, but like I said, like if you have endorsements in my career, play a couple of those games and you'll have that back in no time. But that's not even the worst of the boost. The worst of the boost is the one that's over by the ante-up in the spin the wheel place, and it's actually closer to the cages than either one of those. It's closer to the entrance of the cages, but it's over in that general direction. And you can buy for 2,000 VC for 10 games. Your jump shots can be improved, and they have a higher chance of going in. Your rebounding can go up. Your dunks and layups can go up. Your blocks can go up. Your steals can go up. So say you want that for 10 games each for for each, you want each one of those boosts for 10 games each. Well, I mentioned like 6 there. 6 times 2,000 is 12,000. So you have to spend 12,000 VC, and you get that. And it's mind-boggling to me that 2K has came down to this, and it's because they have no competition. Because as good as Live was in the 2K, oh well, not the 2K18, but the NBA Live 18 version, you would think that 2K would be worried about the competition they're going to have with Live, but they aren't. They aren't worried. They don't care. Ronnie doesn't care. They don't listen to us. They only listen to celebrities. I saw an Agent Zero video, not to name drop, where he paid Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to mention one of his ideas to Ronnie 2K. And Ronnie 2K didn't reply to Agent Zero because he had no idea this was Agent Zero's idea. He replied to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So you're telling me a major developer of a game isn't listening to the fans who play the game, but instead a celebrity just simply because he's famous. That's where one of the problems are. And that's why ever since 2K17, there's been this sort of feel that 2K has become pay to win. And it's probably been happening sooner than that. It's just been being caught in recent years around those kind of 2K games. 2K16, 2K17, 2K18, and then finally this year 2K19. And that is a serious issue when you have a developer that will not listen to people who play the game on the regular, but instead just a fan. And Agent had to pay Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to say that. Like, he didn't just contact Kareem and Kareem was like, oh, okay, I'll tell him. He had to pay money, and a lot of it, to Kareem to film a video saying that to Ronnie. That's ridiculous. But that's just a few examples of why 2K's pay to win. If you don't believe me, you're entitled to your own opinion, but those are some real facts, some real games, and the numbers may be, a little off here and there, but I got the point across. But the reason why, ultimately, I wanted to make this video is because I've been playing 2K since 2K12. When I played, nobody really focused on the My Career part. You saw people like Chris Smoove, who would make videos about it ever since he got started on YouTube. People like that. But you didn't have people having to talk about ways to dominate in Rec Center, people who are telling you how to make these builds that just are really, really overpowered. People just played the game, and they ran whatever position they wanted. They didn't care about being overpowered. They didn't care about being any of that. And as a result, 2K ended up, their driving force ended up being My Career. So, as a result, they then started figuring out a different way on how to help My Career succeed more. They're like, okay, so how are we going to do this to where My Career can be on the same level as these other game modes? See, when I started playing 2K for the first time, I played 5-on-5 team up. Not really online, but just like private team up. And I would be invited to locker rooms with friends I'd met through playing the game, and we play 5-on-5. Somebody grabbed the center spot, somebody would grab the point guard spot, on and on until you fit all 5 spots. And we would just sit there and play casually and just have a good time with it. But instead, 2K said, no, screw that. We're not going to do that anymore. We're not getting as much money as we want, so we're going to try this new system out where we make the game pay to win. And so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to make it to where My Career can be dominated by people who don't really play the game consistently, and instead just spend a certain amount of VC and they'll become better. And that's what we're gonna do. And that's what we're gonna do for years and years after this. And essentially, they became Dr. Frankenstein and created this monster that couldn't be stopped. And now, 2K is at the point where people don't find a reason to grind the game, they don't see the point, they don't know why people even would try to grind this game because of how awful it is and how much they don't care about their consumers and stuff like this. And now it's at the point where it is now, where you have lockdown defenders splashing threes like Stephen Curry. You have glass cleaners who are able to shoot threes like Dirk Nowitzki. And I mean like pure glass cleaners. Are people who, you know, can shoot threes at a high level at the big man spot. And people who should not be able to shoot that high. I don't care if a couple go in, but I'm telling you, I have played against people who should not be able to hit threes a lot, and they'll hit like 5 in a game. And it's like, really? Like, that's the point 2K's came to? And the thing is, like, you would think like a company like 2K, who has dominated basketball video game franchises for a while now, you would think they actually would kind of try, because they're like, well, we want to keep our consumers up, we want to keep constantly having people come back to us year after year. But instead, nope, they don't do that. 2K's like, well, Live's not going to give us any competition anytime soon, so we're just gonna make it the way we want, and our consumers won't notice for too long because we'll make it this way to where people who shouldn't be overpowered are, and we'll like slowly add these little things that people won't notice over the years, and then when it's too late, people won't be able to do anything about it, and that's what 2K has became. And yes, now as a result, that is what 2K has became. But I'm telling you, nobody knows for sure if 2K20 is coming out just yet. Or not 2K20, my apologies. NBA Live 20. But if it does, 2K better be good this year, because I'm telling you, more and more people have converted over to Live than people know. Sure, 2K still sells them more games, but there are more and more people who are famous for uploading 2K videos who have switched over. And it's going to come to a point where 2K is going to be so lazy and their actions are going to get to them, and people are going to start figuring out and stop being brainwashed by the kind of stuff they want to create and the kind of unfairness that they're developing, that it will become that before too long. And then 2K will be like, well, what happened? I thought we were, you know, I thought we were this really, really good basketball company, and I thought we had all the fans. But 2K doesn't anymore. They're losing fans. They still have them, and they still have people who, you know, who still stream the game live and stuff like that. They still have that. But the problem is that they're going to lose out on those people eventually, because they're not going to take it anymore. And after a while, when people stop taking it, 2K won't be able to pull that out anymore and pull that crap out. And like I said, they're going to be confused why they lost consumers, and that's the #1 reason why, right there. And I'm telling you, with the next gen consoles coming out, you know, and the like people wanting better games and stuff for the price of these newer consoles, if 2K keeps this act up, people are going to go right to Live. Because people want, you know, if they're going to invest their money into video games and how expensive they are, they want something that's worth it. Like Fortnite. why do people gravitate towards Fortnite so much? Because it's one of the best Battle Royale games online today. And it's not like Fortnite's like, you know, like got its imperfections or anything, because it does. You know, and it's not the best game ever when it comes to the Battle Royale scene. Like, it's a top tier one, but it's not like 100% like, you know, oh, this is like a god tier Battle Royale game. It's good, and it's top 5, and people love it, and I'm still playing it, obviously, so I'm still giving them money, you know. I have in the past, because I bought V-Bucks to get skins, which I'm not ashamed of, because they've had some pretty cool skins, but it's because Fortnite's able to incorporate other stuff. It's free. You know, name other Battle Royale games out there that are free right now. Well, there's not many. Realm Royale's free, and that game is not on the same par as Fortnite. I would say Black Ops 4's Battle Royale is free, but technically not, because you have to buy Black Ops 4 to be able to play that, so... But it's free technically in the sense when you buy Black Ops 4, you can play the Battle Royale mode without having to pay anything for it, so... Take that for what you will, and you decide the answer for that. PUBG Mobile is free, and that's how a lot of people play PUBG. But I believe otherwise it costs money if you're playing it on PC, console, whatever. There's a couple others I'm forgetting. Apex Legends. And Apex Legends has been the only Battle Royale game, to my mind, to my recollection, that has kind of made people gravitate away from Fortnite. Because I remember there for a time there was a question of, is Apex Legends going to become the new Fortnite in Battle Royale sense? And it almost did. And that's what Live's gonna do. Because when the new consoles came out, this generation of consoles, I remember Live jumping up on that real quick. They took advantage with Xbox. When the new Xbox came out, I remember seeing that same NBA Live cover with Kyrie Irving on it. And how so many people were really getting Live because they saw that and they're like, well, we haven't been seeing 2K, like, so, you know, like, advertise themselves as much as this one. And 2K14 wasn't as good on the next gen consoles as Live was. Live was not the best either, but they were still a little bit better. And then 2K eventually got back to where they had belonged for so long, and they ended up becoming the best basketball game on console. But are they best in terms of the sales they get, or are they best in terms of the gameplay? I think I'll allow you guys to answer that, because anybody who's watching this knows the true answer. I hope they do. I hope they're not stuck in this loop where they believe otherwise, but there probably is people who do, and I get it. Like, if you're being paid to stream 2K, you're going to obviously say 2K's better. And that's fine. Like, that makes sense. Keep falling. I'm trying to kill this guy, but it's a little bit of a builder. Anyway, 2K just needs to get their act together, and I feel like a lot of people have been saying this for quite some time, and it's a fair assessment. 2K does need to get their act together, and if they don't, I don't know what my friends are going to do, but I know what I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to a new game, and I am not going to invest my time and waste my money into 2K anymore. So the video is kind of scattered because I've been off and on like talking about different topics, but I hope what I said came across and made sense and made it, hopefully you understood what I was trying to say. Basically, 2K just needs to stop being lazy or live will start to take over again. I hope that's not the case, and I'm only saying this because I'm a dedicated fan and I honestly want 2K to do well, and I want 2K to be the god tier basketball game that I know it can. So, I know I have a small channel, and I know they probably won't watch this video or even see it, but if somebody who watches this knows how to get a hold of Ronnie or any of these guys, please, maybe just send them this video. And if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm some trash kid at 2K who's just like everybody else that they're talking about, I have videos on my channel if you don't believe me, and if you think I'm trash, and sure, I didn't play the best in those, but I at least try my best. And sure, I don't always have the best game, but I'm not gonna try and cheesy crossover on somebody even though that's what people want to see. I'm gonna play the game how I was taught growing up to play basketball, and that's just what I want out of 2K. Like, I don't care like if the neighborhood is cringy and stuff like that, like I really don't, like it can be whatever, but at least make my career and the grind to rep up your player not as bad this year and make it worth it. Because this year it really wasn't, and that's very disappointing because I wanted to really try hard to get good at this game, but unfortunately I can't because it's just not worth it to me. So anyway, even if this doesn't get to anybody, I just felt like, I had this idea in my head, and I'm just glad to finally get it out and say something that I've been feeling for quite some time now. So hopefully, if anybody watches this and they agree with me, let me know down below. And if you don't agree, let me know why you don't agree. But anyways, this has been me, and this has been, another video by me. Unfortunately, this video was all over the place, and it just probably wasn't the best kind of quality, but hopefully I could bring some joy to your guys' day, and hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.